Okay, this is the updated 2025 year-end recap for every realm overview. Today we're going to go over Chaos. I'm recording this on stream, and my editor is going to edit together clips of me using Chaos units. So what is Chaos? Chaos, otherwise known as Yellow, is the original Mixer realm when the game first launched. That's why you see so many Chaos units compared to any other realm in the game, because it is the favored realm and it's the most versatile realm in the game because of how the game was originally designed. When the game was originally designed, you cannot mix blue with Ultrash. You cannot mix blue with Caro. You cannot mix Caro and Ultra. You can only mix Chaos and blue, Chaos and red, Chaos and Ultra. So for the first year of the game, Chaos units were preferred because they can go in every team. And that mindset and that design philosophy still goes to this day. Now there are realm bonuses. Chaos provides no negative realm bonuses when mixed with other realms. That is their main strength and their main benefit to this day in Arc 1 or Arc 2 rules. Now, before I go in depth into Chaos, I need to explain for all the new players watching this, Arc 1 and Arc 2. Arc 1 rule set refers to chapters 1 through 9 of Arc 1 and none of the endgame materials besides P-Dive. Arc 2 refers to Arc 2 chapters 1 through 4 currently, the endgame D-Tide, and most of the current endgame events under Arc 2 rules. Now, every realm receives a buff or a change depending on which arc or rule set you played them in. When Arc 3 comes out, there's probably going to be an Arc 3 reset, like an Arc 3 mechanic as well. And I'll cover that when that comes out a year after this video. So that's why realms are nerfed and played differently depending on which content you are playing them in. Chaos is always a good mixer. Now in Arc 1, their main benefit is when you put a Chaos unit on your team, you get plus 100% death resistance, which means a free DR or a death proc. You can die once without using an ECOG or anything, or a revive. Guaranteed. That's the main benefit besides not losing the realm bonuses. Now, what realm bonuses do you lose by mixing with other realms? I'm going to go over briefly. You can go into my in-depth guides on my spreadsheet if you want the in-depth overview. If you mix blue with Ultra or Caro, you start with one less tentacle. And your tentacle stuff is less. That's the simplified way of explaining it. Okay? With Chaos, you don't lose the extra tentacle, and you get extra tentacle hits, depending on how many cards you play at the end of turn as well. If you're playing multi-hit units like to will. That is very good. Now, if you mix blue with not Chaos or not blue, you lose those bonuses. What about Caro? If you mix Caro with not Chaos in other realms like Ultra or blue, you gain less Furnace and less Furnace related mechanics. This is just the basic thing. You get less of that realm. If you mix Ultra with not Chaos, like with blue, like with Caro, in Ultra turn, the extra turn, you lose minus 25% damage during Ultra turn. You do 25% less damage in order to balance it. It used to be minus 50%. My last video, I said 50%. They buffed the Ultra realm combinations. Now, if you mix Caro with any of the realms, you do not lose their special realm bonuses. They're treated as if you have a full of that realm. And generally, most teams, you want to mix in Chaos units. That's the most popular realm for the reason, because it's a mixer. And outside of that, other realms have archetypes. Let's say blue, let's say Caro, let's say Ultra. They have different archetypes they specialize in. Chaos, as the original mixer realm, has every archetype in the game. Poison, strength gain, bleed. They have every type of unit in the game because it is the mixer realm. So it's a universal good realm. That is the whole of Chaos in general, if you're looking to see what units Chaos units are. Now, let's go even deeper into the Chaos mechanics. There's a thing known as Mono Chaos, or pure Chaos, referred to by community and referred by me. It's dubbed Mono Chaos because you only use Chaos units. If you only use Chaos units, you get a special bonus. So before I deep into that, what's the Realm Mastery effect on Chaos? Realm Mastery is universally bad because it's a very niche stat until they buff it. They are reworking it, according to some people. They are reworking it sometime next year. But right now, Realm Mastery is bad. But what does Realm Mastery do in Chaos? Every 1 point of Realm Mastery, when you posse, all Awakeners gain ailments. X amount of ailments per Realm Mastery. It's irrelevant. You don't care about that. Besides that, if you use Mono Chaos in R2, you can double posse for the second posse. It only used to be a Chaos only mechanic, but they gave the double posse to everyone. So they buffed it. What is the new Arc 2 bonus for Mono Chaos if you only use Chaos units? After your first posse each turn, your second posse, you can choose from a list of every posse you own. No RNG involved. Other Realms, your second posse is 3 random posses. In Mono Chaos, you pick from a list of every posse you own, and you double play that posse. Posse in these games are keeper abilities, are protagonist abilities, are proto abilities. You're playing ZCN. It's your main protagonist ability. You slot them in. So you can double cast anyone. No RNG for your second cast, and they get extra key flare regen. Most of their units have massive key flare regen, so you can posse more often. Now let's go over the units in Chaos briefly. I have a 6-hour tier list, whereas other people, I go in depth on everyone. What comps use them, why they're good, why they're bad, why I place them on tier list. Watch that for a real in-depth look on every unit. Right now, I'm just going over the basics. You have Tawil, one of the best units in the game that can't be power crept because of her kit. Limited unit. You have Cap, one of the strongest units in the game in terms of shielding, damage, and flexibility for your team. Those are limited units. Hamel, great limited unit. Cheetah, great limited unit. They have almost no misses. Every limited unit in Chaos is great. However, they have a lot of welfare units as well. If you're starting off as a new player, generally you want to dump Dahl and Ogier and Lotan as fast as possible. That is not to say that Dahl, Lotan, and Ogier does not see play in the end game. Why you dump them as fast as possible is because their dupes are time gated, as opposed to other units where you can pull. These are welfare units. You know welfare units in every gacha game. Unlike other gacha games, you can buy their dupes, 3 of their dupes, every month from the investigation store. This is a very dupe-heavy game. Ogier's power spike. He becomes very strong later on when you get a lot of dupes on him. You will not see the true strength of these welfare units until 2, maybe 4 months into playing the game. Then you get to use their true strength. When you're starting out, they're going to have basically no dupes and be practically unusable for most early team comps in terms of strength compared to the standard and limited awakers you're probably pulling for now. Now let's talk about the standard pull itself. Chaos has one of the worst standard pools in terms of just standard units, not former limited units. Their former limiteds are strong, but never try to aim for a former limited in that specific realm. Now, they have 5 standard units in Chaos. It's Nymph, it's Alva, it's Pandia, it's Karen, and finally, it's Nautilus. The issue with this, none of them are DPS carries early game. You have to rely on RNGing a former limited. Former limiteds, you have a 0.5% chance, if I remember correctly, that is shared among all of the former Arc 1 limiteds in Chaos of getting it every time you pull. A 0.5% chance that is shared. So with Tawil, with Hamel, with Lily, with 24, with Riker, you have a 0.1% chance of getting Tawil, of getting 24, which are the two great Chaos DPS. That's why I do not recommend pulling Chaos Standard. Unless you believe you can hit that 0.1% on Tawil or on 24, and you need their dupes to make it work. So you have to hit that 0.1% multiple times. Because guess what? Pandia, not that good. Really low on every tier list, even mine. Alva, not that good. Very low on every tier list. Nymph sees use in endgame with G-Daw. You will probably not be able to pull G-Daw, and it only works on bosses. Karen, very great, very good unit. Support unit, not a carry unit. She's a great support unit. Nautila, great unit, great unit. Nautila and Karen are the two best standards you can get from Chaos Standard Banner. However, neither of them are carry units. Both of them are supportive units. So, that summarizes Chaos for new players. It's a mixer realm. It's very good. The units are good. Again, in-depth view of the units. Go to my tier list video. Updated. Showing gameplay of every endgame team. I make a lot of content, unlike other people. I have a list. I have a holy spreadsheet linked in the descriptions below, where I go over and list the builds for every unit, okay? And I update it semi-regularly. Whenever a new unit comes out, I update it on stream. I stream too. I do Morimens coaching. I have a link to my Discord and the fan Discord in the descriptions below as well. Welcome to the game. It's not a hard game to do, but it's very easy to mess up when pulling. When pulling, I'm going to preface this in every realm video. You want to focus pull on blue. You want to focus pull on blue to go to wheel jail, as this is a dupe heavy game. I'm going to add this at the end of every video for any new player watching this. You want to go blue for tentacles. Hit the end game faster. That's the fastest way to hit end game, because tentacle scaling lets you go alert 1, 2, 3 as fast as possible. Get the end game resources ASAP as a new player. I've coached enough players to know what I'm talking about. So that's why you pull blue, so you can hit the end game fast and not miss out on those bi-weekly rewards. And then after you get started in the end game, you can then pull for whatever the fuck you want. Okay? But until you get started, you're missing out on a lot of important resources if you don't pull blue, because you're not going to be able to clear the end game that fast early on. I went over wheel jail on my new player guide and everything, so I'm not going to go over it in this video. Maybe I'll go over it in the blue realm video. I think that concludes this section. My editor is going to place together clips in between this audio file. So thank you for watching.